Woo! Yes, yes, yes. What's up, beautiful people? It's your boy Joel. Welcome to yet another episode of Today on SDGs with Joel. So it's still early February, 2nd of February. On the 4th is World Cancer Day. But right now I'm so inspired to talk about something I'm so passionate about, and you guessed right, FGM. What is that? So we'll be talking about FGM. 6th of February every year is International Day of Zero Tolerance to FGM by the UN. So although I would say, how about every day is a day for a cause you are passionate about? Every day, every other week, every other month, all year long, back to back. You know, it's something. So why just designate only one day for something as prime or as important as FGM or any cause that you stand next to? How about that? So without further ado, let's get into it. All right. It is estimated that more than 200 million women and girls worldwide are living with the result of dangerous practice of FGM/C. Okay, let's go back. FGM is a practice whereby parts of the female genitalia or all of it is mutilated. Typically the labia minora, the majora, and the clitoris, and might I add, for non-medical reasons. So that's that. It is also known as cutting or female circumcision. And even scarier, in the next decade, about 30 million women and girls are at risk of being mutilated. Hence, the UN's International Day of Zero Tolerance for FGM, and it's observed every year to put an end to this injustice and ugly practice. It's downright, abuse of human rights. So what is FGM? FGM is defined as the removal of part or all of the female genitalia for non-medical reasons. The procedure is mostly done to young babies between the ages of birth, or between birth and the age of 15. I beg your pardon. What are the consequences of FGM? It is often carried out under primitive and unsanitary conditions without anesthetic. FGM can cause severe pain, bleeding and swelling, and many other. It can prevent people from passing urine and feces. On the long run, it leads to chronic pelvic infections, urinary tract infections, and even birth complications for both mother and her child, either unborn or newly born. Again, I don't think there's any health benefits for FGM really, so how about we scrap it? How about we make do without FGM? Where is FGM practiced? FGM is practiced in 30 countries in Africa, the Middle East and Asia, but Egypt, Ethiopia, and Nigeria, and then even Sudan, I think, account for about 42% of all cases. Nigeria, come on guys. Again, I think I've heard about issues of FGM in the West since way back. So it's not just unique to only, the countries I just mentioned, no, or the continent of Africa, no, it's everywhere. But again, reports say migrants have brought the practice to, Europe and the Americas. Yeah, I think they're blaming the migrants, but I reckon it's a situation of where people bring their practice into a foreign land and then they begin to, practice. Why is FGM still practiced? Sorry, although there's increase in awareness and action, heck, I'm talking about it, I've been talking about it for the longest. giving talks to young girls and boys in schools and all of that. Again, mothers, fathers, extended families, and community leaders may force or coerce girls and young women into being caught, so they will be accepted as clean, especially for marriage. So that's that. There's no medicalization of FGM. It is a violation of human rights, and the effects are just as harmful whether or not, you know, they intend to medicalize it. How about we do it in a clinic as opposed to, you know, the age-old way of, you know, going about FGM. I think either ways, consequences are just as devastating or fatal. So yeah, how can we end FGM? Obviously, most of the 30 countries where FGM is practiced have legislated against it, which is a good thing, but it's more than, you know, just that. I think that is a step in the right direction. However, until social norms change, the practice continues in secrecy. We can be that generation to end FGM. Yeah, share this video, thumbs up, leave your comments down below. It's just another rant from a boy who is, from a young man who is heavily invested in, you know, social causes, especially themed around the SDGs by the United Nations. So it's your boy Joel, peace and love. Yeah, so see ya, bye.